Okay, hello everybody. Hi, good evening. I'm Joel, Daddy Property Chef. Okay, so for those of you who know, will know. Okay, as of last night or nowadays, the so-called measures the measures. I won't call them cooling measures lah. I mean, with the property market still so hot, how cool can the market be? Correct. How cool can the measures be? Okay, sorry. Eh, let's see. Okay, I want to check out how is the okay can because I need to ensure that all the platforms are moving. Okay, so for those of you who saw the news, right? Who read the news, come let me just share with you what's on the news. Today. Okay. Share screen. Back to screen. Yes. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened last night. Singapore slaps 35% ABSD. This is actually one of the highest. Okay, for those of you who are still unsure, right, what is ABSD? ABSD actually means additional buyer stamp duty. That means if you were to purchase a property, right, you will be subjected to this thing called ABSD. If you have already purchased more than one property. Okay, for the first property, actually every property you'll be subjected to this thing called buyer stamp duty. Buyer stamp duty. So what is buyer stamp duty? It's just a tax. It's just a form of tax that you need to pay if you purchase a property. But when you buy a second, a third, or more multiple properties, right, you'll be slapped with this additional buyer stamp duty. Okay, so with the new measures that came in, if you want to know, in my previous life, I've already talked about the new cooling measures that happened 15th of December last year. Okay, it was honestly speaking, I don't see a lot of cooling down. If you all can see the recent sales at Piccadilly, Piccadilly is it? Yeah, I think it's pronounced as Piccadilly. Okay, Piccadilly actually sold almost 75% on the first day. And you guess what? According to a lot of my friends marketing that project, they were mentioning that this project itself, a lot of owners actually use trust. Okay, what is trust? So if you all should know, let me maybe find for you the cooling measures, ABSD, so that you all know how expensive it is today. Okay, ABSD Singapore IRA additional buyer stamp duty as of 15 of as of 15 of as of this as of 15 of December, right? The additional buyer stamp duty has raised up a lot for Singaporeans. Wait. Yes, here it goes. Okay, so for those of you, right? Those of you who bought previously, congrats to you. You may have paid 7, you may have paid 12, but unfortunately now, if you want to own a second property, right, it's 17. So, and for let's look at PRs. PRs, you want to buy a second property, right? Now it's additional 25%. So a lot of them are very, very smart because they understand one thing. If you buy a first property, right? Okay, if you were to buy a first property, you will realize one thing. So PR buying first property is all 5%, but now it's 25% for buying a second property, right? So what happened? They will invoke this thing called a living trust. So, but obviously, if you are rich enough, why? Later I'll share with you how does trust works. But that means to say I buy a property under my child's name. Okay, I'm under my children's name. So when I buy a property under my children's name, right? I don't need to pay the additional buyer stamp duty because for my children, definitely is the first property, right? So for Singaporeans, first property not applicable. So no additional buyer stamp duty. For PRs, first children, especially those super rich, super high net worth come to Singapore, they have, then their children, right? Their children, first property is only 5%. Last time 5% is a lot. Now 5%, wow, you compare to 25%, is actually very, very little. So, okay, yeah, let me just share this link with you all so that easier for you all to do your own research. Okay. Sorry, OMO. That's why must do it by myself. Okay. So basically, those super rich, right? They will think of this. If I buy a second property, I need to pay so much additional buyer stamp duty. Then might as well I buy something in my child's name, whereby they are only subjected to the first tail of additional buyer stamp duty. For Singaporeans, you don't need to pay a single cent. Congratulations. For PRs, only 5% as compared to the second property of 17 and 25. Foreigners don't need to say lah. Actually, foreigners buy under their child's name. I also don't understand why. Because now everybody is 30% for them. So doesn't really make sense. Okay, so why do people buy under trust? Okay, why do people buy under trust? Let me share with you the reason. Sorry, as I mentioned, because OMO, I must adjust accordingly. Give me a second. Hey, how come my... Sorry, give me a second. I must find my... Okay. Now can we... Okay, so I believe now you all can see my tablet, right? Sorry, for those of you who cannot see, can see or not? Wait, let me try again. Okay, so basically, right, if today a parent wants to buy a property, but they already own the first, so they're thinking of buying a second one. What can they do? So there's two options. Okay, option number one, pay the ABSD. And before yesterday, right, they actually have this second option. There is buy under trust. But I must share with you all the pros and cons of buying under trust. Okay, the pros and cons of buying under trust. So bear with me for a while. I'll make it short. Okay, just to let you understand the concept of buying under trust first. So today, a parent buys under the kid's name. Okay, so the second property will be bought under the kid's name. There are a few conditions. First, no loan. This property must be in full cash. This property must be in full cash. Secondly, as the name has it, right, it's held. Okay, the parents are trustees. They hold, held in trust. The property is held in trust for who? For the kid. Okay, held in trust for the kid. So basically, there's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. They think, oh, never mind, I buy this property under my son's or daughter's name, right? Then subsequently, never mind, then I don't pay tax. Halfway through, I can buy or sell, I can keep flipping this and that. Well, you can. I'm not saying that you cannot. You can. But you must realize one thing. Everything is kept in the trust for the kid. So let's say when the kid hits legal age of 21, every single cent must be passed on to the kid, And also, if you today purchase a property for the child, at the age of 21, that property solely belongs to the child. I mean, it actually all the way belongs to the child. So if the child decides to, if your son or daughter decides to sell off the house, right, and don't give you a single cent, congratulations, is their right, because you're buying under their trust. but sorry, hell, you're holding a property in trust for them. So basically, you must understand this thing. When you purchase a property under trust, right, it means to say that this property belongs to the person, the beneficiary solely alone. It has nothing to do with you anymore. You can rent the house out for rental, for L. You can sell the house for profit, whatever. Nobody cares. But you must understand, in the eyes of the law, we only recognize the child as the legal owner of the property. So every single cent that you benefit, even you lost, you cannot lose money. If you lose money, you must explain. You must the child when grow up, right? The child can actually claim against you. If you made a loss on the property, you must explain, So you must understand, the property does not belong to the parent. The property solely belongs to the child. So as the Chinese saying go, 你最好是不要生一块叉烧啊。If you give birth to a piece of 叉烧, right, then congratulations. Congratulations. So for those I don't think there are lah. I don't think there are. But for those parents who are thinking of purchasing under trust, in order to avoid don't say escape avoid ABSD, right? It's wrong. It's wrong. This is a form of tax evasion. This is a form of tax evasion. Let me explain to you all first. Okay, this is a form of tax evasion, and the consequences is horrible. This is one thing. Everybody knows we don't cheat money from IRAS. Okay, number one. So, but of course, there are still people who attempts to do it. That is why congratulations, as of yesterday, we come up with this new thing. Okay, 35% additional buyer stamp duty on residential property transfers into living trust. Okay, what does it mean? Let me blow this up a bit so that y'all can have a look. So, an additional buyer stamp duty of 35%. In fact, this is the highest already, At this current moment, this is the highest already. Okay, will be imposed on any transfer of residential property into a living trust where the transfer occurs from 9th of May. The Ministry of Finance announced late on Sunday night. Nowadays, very funny. Government like to come out with rulings on weekends. Then immediately it happens one. So why? So under the new ruling, right, ABSD may or may not be payable. No, under the current rulings, there is before yesterday. ABSD may or may not be payable upon such transfers. Okay, so what does it mean? Let me show you. If today I am okay, I'm the husband. I hold a property in trust for my wife, which I also don't understand why. But this is the example that actually IRAS gave. Husband holds a property in trust of wife, which again I don't understand why. Why need to hold in trust? So now the wife owns zero property. Husband hold in trust for wife, right? So basically, the wife will. Does she need to pay additional buyer stamp duty? So 0%. But under the new ruling, right, husband need to pay 35% first when he purchased the property. Okay, you have to pay 35% first when you purchase the property. Then you go for this thing called remission, which means claim back. We must be within 6 months from the purchase. So assuming if today the wife has already first property, her second property is 17%, right? So if she has to buy, right, has to pay 17% ABSD, right, for the second property, right? So the husband, very funny, he will be able to do a remission and claim back 35% minus 17%. Okay, 35% minus 17%, which means 18% maximum. Okay, at 18% maximum. Sounds weird, right? Sounds very, very weird, right? But I tell you, I totally don't understand why would somebody buy under trust for the wife. Usually it's for children. So basically, if you were to purchase for a child, right? Father, okay, example, father buys a property, okay, for the son under 21. Okay, he needs to pay ABSD of 35%. Okay, and after all the terms and facts and everything is proven, yeah, shit, I forgot. I just realized I forgot to share this screen. No wonder cannot see. I come back to this again. Okay, so today, if the father, I come back again, father purchase a property for the son. Okay, for the son, he needs to come out with additional buyer stamp duty of 35% first. 35%. And once all the terms and condition clear, right? Oh, yeah, Jace, sorry about that. I just realized I tweeted it already. You can see now, right? If you can see the screen now, can you send me a yes? Everybody can see my screen? Oh, thank you. Okay, so coming back. So if today father buys a property for the son, must pay additional buyer stamp duty. And if all the terms and condition are fulfilled, then this father can claim back. Sorry, can write in for the remission of the 35%. So simple fact, simple calculation. Today you purchase a property for $1 million. Okay, there is a normal buyer stamp duty of, and since you bought since you purchased the property in trust, right? This 1 million must be in cash. Sorry, cannot use your CPF as well. Those was cash CPF rich. Don't think so much. It's only pure cash. Then your buyer stamp duty will be 3% minus 5,004. Okay, so it will be 24,600. I'm giving you the exact breakdown. Okay, the legal fee, all these I don't count. Okay, I'm just calculating the house itself, the purchase price. Then you must come up with 35%. So this is BSD is 3% minus 5,004. Then the 35% ABSD, which will be 350,000. And may I remind you all these stamp duties do not add to the value of the property. That means if you were to purchase under all these stamp duties, right, you are already incurring a potential loss. So buyer stamp duty, we have no choice. Buyer stamp duty, of course, we must pay. But if you tell me you want to purchase a property under ABSD, then my advice to you is always think twice or even thrice. So you imagine now today I want to buy a property for my daughter. $1 million, I must have 1 million cash, 24,600 for my buyer stamp duty, and then 350,000 for 350,000 for my additional buyer stamp duty. That's not all. We still got legal fees, all these. Should work out to be around maximum another 5,000 for all the administration, every blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's work out to be another 5,000. So then the important part comes. If you fulfill the terms and conditions, T and C, then IRAS will allow the remission. Okay, IRAS will allow the remission only if you fulfill the terms and conditions. So now let me share with you what are the terms and conditions. Share screen. Okay, this is the stamp duty that I shared with you just now, right? I believe everybody can see it. So for those of you who are interested, right, I'm gonna share with you how to find out for your remission for stamp duty. Again, you all realize for my style, I don't like to do PowerPoint slides. Why? Because PowerPoint slides are my slides. Anything can go wrong, right? So I show you directly where are the government websites that you can find. So under tax, right? Under tax, we go to this thing called stamp duty. Okay, under stamp duty, we go to for property. For property, yeah. Okay, stamp duty for property. Next, you look for, I don't need to, what basic stamp duty. Okay, this appeal, refunds, reliefs, and remission. Okay, you click from the drop down, right? You go to common stamp duty remissions and reliefs for property. Ding! Okay, let me copy and then share this link with all of you. Okay, by right now, y'all should be able to see this in the comment section. So how remission of ABSD under trust. Okay, this one new added column, fresh today. Fresh today. So what are the conditions for remission? First, you must understand this term called identifiable individual beneficiary. So it was actually something new to me today as well. I realized one thing. Today, you want to purchase a property under trust, right? You don't have a beneficiary yet. You can actually don't have a beneficiary first, which was like, huh? Can me? I also didn't know. I also didn't know until today when I went in depth. And whatever I'm sharing with you, right? I actually caught up IRAS. I spoke to a IRAS officer, a tax officer today at 3:30 p.m. Okay, everything was shared by her to me. So basically, for those who have unidentifiable individual beneficiary, which means to say you set up a trust, but the trust is don't know for who. Sorry, this 35% don't need to think already. Confirm cannot take back one. That means 35% you throw in, bye. Take it as a donation. Take it as a donation to IRAS. Okay. But if there is an identifiable person, right? So read the terms properly. Somebody who is identified in the declaration of trust as a beneficiary of the property, whether solely or together with another. So this is the problem. So let's say today I buy a property for my wife and my daughter. Okay, I hold in trust. Then the best part come already. My wife already have one property. Got ABSD or not? Of course have lah. Or remember, property tax, property ABSD, right, will always be taxed on the heavier person. It doesn't mean that there's a child, right, or both child and mother 50-50 each, right? That means the mother tax only 50%. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. As long as any one of the owners in the property has ABSD, it will be throughout the whole property. Okay. So next, because of the trust have beneficial ownership of the property, whether solely or together with another, again, solely or together with another, and that is not under the term of trust, revocable, variable, or subjected to any condition subsequent, but excludes an individual who is entitled to an blah, 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 blah. Okay, basically, it just tells you one thing. 今天, okay, today, the property purchased under the child right, the right is irrevocable. Okay, is irrevocable. You cannot say put in down. If today child at age 21 wants to sell the property by herself, but sorry, no terms and condition. It must be without terms and condition, solely bought for that individual alone. Okay. Basically 就是送给他啦 is a gift is a gift to that person already so you cannot think I want to do this, do that. So actually buying under trust, right, is excellent for legacy planning. That means today you want to buy a property for your children or your descendants, right, and you want is for the purpose of leaving behind a legacy. Yes, you can. Okay, buying under trust makes sense. So if, of course, again with the new ABSD, right, I think it cuts off a lot of the middle class. I mean, to buy a property 1 million, maybe the top 30% can. Maybe the top 30% in Singapore can, or maybe top 20. I don't dare to say top 30 lah. Top 20% in Singapore can or top 20% in Singapore can buy full cash But you tell me buy full cash, then after that pay ABSD I don't know how many parents actually able to do that. I honestly don't know how many, as an agent for 14 years I don't know how many Singaporeans can actually do that The top 10% maybe also a bit challenging already. So I don't want to talk too much about that because it's up to everybody's individual financial capability. But please understand 35% must be upfront. I don't care. Nobody cares whether in the end it's for the child or not. You must be paid first. So what is the impact of this with this ruling? Okay. So Jace actually asked this thing. What is the impact with this ruling? The impact is, I tell you guys, it's actually a double-edged sword. So first and foremost, it will help to how should I put it? Put a stop to parents that are attempting to purchase properties. Okay let's say don't want to pay ABSD. I don't want to go too direct. For those parents that don't want to pay ABSD, right? This will stop them, obviously. So this group of people that wanted to make use of this loophole to purchase property, right? They cannot do it anymore, which is a good part. I mean, you guys may be thinking, what, Joel, why you say that? I mean, it's not. No lah. I mean, not because of the fact that I cannot buy for my children but you must please understand one thing. If everybody starts to make use of all these loopholes, right, what is going to happen? The property market is going to balloon out of control. It's going to balloon out of control. And then look at the housing prices now and tell me you guys are not worried. Okay, so this is one edge of the sword, which I think is perfect. But on the other hand, please, you must understand, I'm a property agent for 14 years. So if they bought with their children's name, would they be forced to sell? Oh, no, don't need. Okay, Jace, I will cover this question in a while. So I talk about the other edge first. The other side of the blade is I foresee a lot of salesperson will be using this to share with buyers, right? So today, you better buy. You better buy now. Because if you don't buy now, right, what is going to happen? It's going to just get worse. But is this fake? No, it's the truth. Because if you don't buy now, will we see lesser cooling measures in the future? No, I tell you, no. We'll see more. You trust me. When the first cooling measure came out in I think 2013, right? A lot of people saying, don't worry, they'll take away. That I think there's still a lot of dreamers that think that cooling measures, the additional buyer's stamp duty will come now. So after more than 10 years, right, y'all can see for yourself already. I don't need to say anything more. Okay? So a lot of these agents or salespeople, right, will start to tell buyers, okay, so with this, right, you better buy now. But is this the right time to buy now? Of course, with I'm releasing a video soon about the effects of the increase in mortgage interest. Okay, I'll be releasing it soon, so you can see in SG Property Group. Okay, so the next question: if they bought with their children's name, would they be forced to sell? No. Okay, no, because if you must understand all the rulings in Singapore, right? They can only affect those going forward, not backward. So if you have already bought with your name, children's name, right? And if you really bought it with the intention of legacy planning, then congrats to you. Okay, no worries. That means 你买得对 because those who bought now, right, they need to pay the 35% upfront. Then subjected to all the terms and conditions of IRAS, then they can claim back the 350,000 if it's a 1 million property. If they do not even fulfill a single one, right, they cannot claim back. And you trust me on one thing, you go to any law firm today, right, none of the law firm will dare to tell you 100% can claim back. None of them will dare to tell you 100% can claim back, because they also need to protect themselves. But please understand, if you do it properly, you can. For those who bought beforehand, right, well, congratulations to you. Luckily, you don't need to show the 35%. Congrats to you. Okay, congrats to you. However, what does this mean also? Do take note. That means government is looking at this very, very taking this very, very seriously already. So if you did not purchase the property with the intention of legacy planning, right? My words for you are good luck. Good luck. It already tells us government is looking already. It's not that they are blind, they are looking. So I will say this. Okay, wait. Estate planning not involved. Okay. No, estate planning will not be based on my understanding. Estate planning is not involved. Okay, so example, today you purchase a property, then after that you are giving it as a gift to your child. Okay, as a gift to your child, it should not affect your child. But if you purchase under your child's name, is different. Now we are talking about buying. Buying under the child's name is different. You buy already, you give to your child. It's the whole totally different story. Totally different story. So don't need to worry too much about that. Anyway, I believe most people will know, right? Huh? Okay, you see the thing now is you bought a GCB for a 3 years old in a trust. You bought, ma? But if you buy today, then congratulations. You must pay the 35% first. Today, if you purchase today, you must buy. You must pay. If you purchase it yesterday, congratulations, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. But if you buy it today onwards, you must pay the 35% upfront and then prove to IRAS that no, this is seriously held in trust. Okay, the sole beneficiary is this child. Then nothing will happen. Okay, this is again this is based on what I have understood from the IRAS officer today. Okay, I spoke to her for a good half an hour on the phone. Sorry, I don't want to disclose her name because don't want to get people into trouble. So, but there's because all calls to IRAS is recorded, so I'm not worried. Whatever I asked her is already recorded. So whatever I'm sharing with you now is exactly based on what she have explained to me. You bought yesterday, anything before 9th of May 2022, congratulations, not affected. Okay, not affected. If you if you purchase starting from today, then unfortunately you need to show the 35% first. If you are really buying for legacy planning, again I emphasize, if not, right, then you better don't buy. Okay, you better don't buy under this because it doesn't make sense anymore. You pay the additional buyer stamp duty 17%, or for the third one, right? For the third one, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. Okay. So, anybody else has any questions? So if you do not have any questions, right? If you do not have any questions, I'll just share this thing with you again. Okay. Please understand. If you follow me, right, you will know that a lot of things that I've shared has already happened. Okay, like previously during the COVID period, during the lockdown period, I shared that there's nothing left to adjust by government already. It's only TDSR, MSR. Okay, TDSR, MSR. So see, based on the last cooling measure, right, TDSR dropped by 5%. Then HDB loan dropped by 5%. If you ask me ABSD, I don't think ABSD affects anyone anymore, except for this one. This one cooler. That's why you realize one thing, straight away from 0 to 35. 0 to 35, ladies and gentlemen, 0 to 35. All the others, right, and maximum is an add-on. Let me just share with you again on the stamp duty. Should be this one. Okay, wait. I don't like this. Okay, let me just share with you again on this one. Okay, so you can see from last year, right, before my wife's birthday, maximum is 5%, 10%, then there's a 10%, okay. This was way before, this was before 15th of December, and this is after. So, SPR buying the third property is 15%, then entities buying a residential property. Yes, say good night here. Good night. Okay, good night. Okay, quickly go and sleep. Okay, go and sleep. Okay. So, do you see housing developer buying property? Also 10%. Maximum is 15%, But based on the new one, is 35%. You can realize how serious the government is taking a view in this. How serious government is looking at this issue. Because I believe you all know. One of the highest, one of the, how should I put it? One of the most prominent government revenue now is stamp duty. So if you escape stamp duty, right, where the revenue is going to come from? So now they are going to start closing all doors. You can see slowly, step by step, slowly but surely, they will close all the doors. I was talking about this thing previously also. If people start to purchase under trust and then try to escape the property tax, right? I mean the additional buyer stamp duty. Government is going to step in sooner or later because you're taking away their revenue, and this is what is happening now. And of course, it's wrong. It's wrong. So, because for people who have cash to pay the property, right, it's unfair for people who really want to purchase a house. So, realize this. It's just going to get from bad to worse. Okay, I hope I don't jinx it. I hope I don't jinx it. But for those of you who intend to do decoupling, right? For those of you who intend to do decoupling, this one is real. This one is real. For those of you who intend to do decoupling, you better speak to your agent soon. Okay, for those of you who intend to do decoupling, you better speak to your agent soon. Again, I advise you, government can only stop. They can only stop things going forward. They cannot stop things going that already happened. So if you are still thinking hege about your decoupling, right, then my advice to you is better don't think already. If I'm not wrong, right? The next thing they will touch on will confirm the decoupling one. Yeah. So this is my humble sharing for tonight. Okay. As anybody has any more questions, if not, then I do want to. Today is Monday. Everybody should be tired after a day's work. So for those of you who have any questions, you can post it in the comment section. I'll be able to see it now. Okay. Last 5 minutes. But for those of you who are shy, you can PM me. Okay, you can PM me or you can leave your questions in SG Property Guide. Okay, let me share with you. SG Property Guide. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so just to share with you, this is SG Property Guide. So what happened is I created this to help answer some questions. Wow, thought the group would like this. But the group would not like this. This one has nothing to do with property. Later, I'm going to delete this off. Nowadays, I start to see a lot of people like to post advertisements in the groups, whereby I strictly explain this is for sharing of property information. Okay, this group is solely for the sharing of property information, for sharing of knowledge. Okay, even I myself as the admin, I will not be posting any of my listings here. I will not be selling anything here. Okay, I will not be selling anything here. So I expect nobody else to do the same thing. Okay, no promotion of services, no promotion of products. Okay, so purely information down here. So if you have any questions, you can post it here. Okay, like example, this one I haven't answered yet. Dilemma of a single who wants to move out of the toxic environment. Sam, if you are watching this, remind me to answer this question. I will answer this question. Then, yeah, this topic I'll cover soon. developers to meet more stringent quality standards for private homes. Well, I tell you guys, 14 years in the industry, finally government is doing something. Finally, the government is doing something. Because my 2 cents worth, right? A lot of people blame the developer when they receive the house. But please understand, every house is pre-checked by BCA. Okay, I mean they don't check every unit but they check the compound, they check the units. They even government approves the architecture planning, all these before the developer starts building. So is the fault solely on the developer? This is a question that we need to look at as well. So okay, thank you guys so much. 5 minutes up. Thanks for all your patience. So for those of you who have more questions, right, you can just PM me or post it in SG Property Guide. I'll definitely do my best to answer your questions. And for those of you who have listened to my sharing tonight, right, again, sorry, I must protect myself also. Whatever I'm sharing with you, I've called IRAS this afternoon and then gotten the information from them. If there is anything that proves to be otherwise, please sound out to me. I'm not someone that runs away from responsibility. Please sound out to me. Then I will get I will get the correct information to be shared to everybody, because I believe property is the most expensive purchase in our life, and we should be buying it with knowledge. Every decision that we make should be well informed. Okay. So my job is to share all this information with you all. I hope you all benefit from it. Okay. So thank you all so much tonight. Daddy Property Chef here. I'm Joel. Let's make you do well. Okay. Good night. Bye bye.